Shalom Akim. All right, we want to give all honor and glory to
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bahashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahawashai,
Yahawashai, Wa,
Wa,
Ha,
Ha,
Rakah,
Rakah,
Kodash.
Kodash.
We also want to give double honors to the apostles of the great millstone, rule well. And I want to say peace and blessing salutations to the hopefully elect. On Zahab and to my left.
Ayashama.
All right, and today we're going to go into a lesson basically entitled Yahawashi'S military coup. All right, and for edification, I'm going to get the word coup. All right, because this is something that's pretty familiar when it comes to rulerships. All right, especially with hegemony, especially with Esau's rulership, because this is Esau's world. Okay, so if you're not ruling according to Esau's standard, he'll send a military coup, which I'm going to get the definition. All right, it says a coup, um, which is short for coup d'etat. I'm going to get the audio on it.
Coup d'etat.
It's short for the French coup d'etat. Okay, so it's short for the French definition of coup d'etat. All right, but you click on that for me.
Alright, now this is in coup d'etat on the dictionary.com, and it says a sudden and decisive action in politics, especially one resulting in a change of government legally or by force.
And the definition I have for coup, or short for coup d'etat, all right, it says a sudden, violent, and illegal seizure of power from a government. And some examples of that is George Bush, all right, sent the military coup. He sent the Marines down there to Haiti when the Haitian president, which that president basically was against America ruling, man. I mean, long story short, the Haitian president was against the Western power, man. And Bush sent the military coup down there and overthrew their government and replaced them with a puppet leader, man. Same thing with Iran. You had this concept called the Shah, all right, but you had this a real leader in Iran. I want to say it was around the '60s, around the Carter era, all right, and basically he was like real conservative religious leader, which was his whole concept was let's not follow the Western world because at that time Iran was becoming westernized and Shalom Akim. All right, and you can look that up. Basically Iran in the '60s, but they had a leader that was against that. But what happened was Esau overthrew his government and replaced him with a puppet leader. Just to give an example of what a military coup is, it's spelled coup, but it's pronounced coup. The P is silent. All right, and you're gonna find out that when you as a leader of your country do not comply with Esau's rules on how you should run your country, he says a military coup to overthrow your government and replace your government with a puppet leader to run your government. There's something called hegemony. Okay, but that's just to give the foundation of this lesson so brothers who may not know would know what a coup is. All right. Now the brothers looking up, Gaddafi. All right, because contrary to popular belief, Gaddafi wasn't a bad leader, man. He was for his people. One of the most effective things that he was gonna do for his people was join in with the so-called Africans and make the African dinar, which was an actual gold currency. And it wasn't going to be a part of the Federal Reserve note, which is going to cut Esau out of their currency. So when came up with the African dinar, all right, that was a threat to the Western power.
Mm-hmm.
So he was overthrown, man.
And then it said, Gaddafi, he came in through a coup.
Mm.
That's how he got into power.
Yep. So that's the nature of men. That's the nature of how kingdoms come and go, man.
I got a quick, just a prelude to the, it goes into the five famous coups.
Okay.
But I'm gonna read the prelude. We might get some examples later. But it says, and this is from history.com. It says, since as far back as biblical times, coup d'etats have been a common way of seizing power for those lacking suitable royal blood and democratic sensibilities. In contrast to revolution, which are mass uprising, they take place abruptly and involve only a small group of high-ranking military-backed officials from Napoleon to Pinochet. Here are 5 leaders who, in classic coups, deposed the existing regime and took charge themselves from one day to the next.
All right, so that's an example throughout history where there are military coups when you sent your military to overthrow the current government, man. All right. Hence the song "We Shall Overcome," because in the end we are gonna overcome. It's gonna be a military coup, and it's not gonna be carnal, because it says in Corinthians, "The weapons of our warfare are not carnal." All right, but we have a military.
And then it said high-ranking officials.
Yeah.
And Yahawashi'S, he's the captain of salvation.
Yeah.
And then it said Michael, one of the princes.
Archangel.
Yeah, the archangels.
Well, it's called Yahawashi'S title is the Lord of Hosts,
Come,
the Lord of Armies.
come.
All right,
Oh, you don't get that Dame.
Con.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
A classic example of a military coup. Now let's go into detail of what's going to happen during this military coup when we're going to overthrow Esau's system. So you can start with Amos 9:1. You can read down to verse 2.
Okay, come.
And if you have any precepts,
Come.
All right, because this is going to be a beautiful thing, man.
Come. This is the book of, you said start 9:2.
9:1.
9:1, okay, come. This is the book of Amos, chapter 9, verse 1. I saw the Lord standing upon the altar, and he said, smite the lintel of the door, that the posts may shake, and cut them in the head, all of them, and I will slay the last of them with the sword. He that fleeth of them shall not flee away, and he that escapeth of them shall not be delivered.
So this is the details of the military coup that's going to happen worldwide. Because at this point, America's destroyed, all right, which is Esau's current cash cow, all right, the elite's cash cow. But now we're going to get the elites and overtake the government, man. All right.
Verse 2, it said, though they dig into hell, then shall my hands take them.
Who are the they? It's the elites, man. Hell is the ground, literally the ground. See, the elites have bomb shelters, underground, basically bunkers, towns, underground and towns, because they know they're preparing what's about to happen. They may tell you that this Bible has no validity, but they know they're making moves based on the Bible, based on the prophecies. So they have underground bunkers to protect them, but it tells you in Amos 9:2. Read that again, Babakasha.
All right, come. This is the book of Amos, chapter 9, verse 2. Though they dig into hell, thence shall my hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down.
Though they climb into heaven, thence will I bring them down, because they're trying to go out of space, man. But guess what? The angels are already out of space, man. Yeah. That's like going to a hiding place, and opposition is already in that hiding place, man. They already took over your backup plan. All right? But these are the details describing the military coup, man. We're going to take the core of the kingdom. We're going to take the elites, man. All right?
Got Coup and bag you up, bro.
Okay, come.
This Revelation 6:15. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb.
Yep, so all the elites of the different nations, man, ultimately Esau, they're going to be hiding from the presence of Yahawashai, man. Hey, that's why I said, roughly paraphrasing, but they that don't want to see me reign, bring them hither that I may slay them. That's part of the transfer of the kingdom, man. It's going to be an aggressive translation. Don't think, because we say a translation, it's going to just literally, Esau going to start dying. We're going to slowly start taking over by having sex with all the white women. Like, nah, it's going to be an aggressive overthrow, man. And it's really the nature of men. Because men want power.
You seen that in Troy?
Yeah.
When Achilles and them finally breached the wall and got inside Troy, and what did old boy do? You know, what did the king do? All right, with his daughters, all right, and his nobles, man. He had a pathway so they could leave, because they knew once a new king come in, he's gonna kill everyone that's ever been loyal to the former king, man.
I think the lions do that in the Lion Kingdom, man.
Mm-hmm.
Once they take over Pride, they kill all the male cubs, man. You know what I'm saying? It just we started from the basics. It's like when a restaurant gets a new manager, a lot of times the manager fires everybody and starts clean with their new army, their new government.
The new mayor. Now you seen in Flint.
Yeah. Fire everybody that was under the previous mayor, man. You know?
And it says, verse 3, and though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, I will search and take them out thence. And though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, thence will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them.
Yep. So this is the details, the prelude into this military coup, man. This overthrow. This is the reality of an overthrow, man. All right? This is the reality of an overthrow, you see? All right? Or is there any more to that?
Let's read verse 4. Said, and though they go into captivity before their enemies, this will I command. Oh, yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Okay, can you get Revelations 19:12?
Come. All right, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 19, verse 12. It said, his eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of the Most High.
To my Yahawashi'S.
And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, and clothed in fine linen and clean, white and clean.
Those are the chariots, the so-called UFOs.
Come. And out of his mouth goes a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he treaded the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of almighty power.
And that's the beauty of it, man. Because that sharp sword, Yahawashi'S is literally going to sword the nations, all right? But that sharp sword is also their word. Those laws, statutes, and commandments, man. And going back to the winepress, you already know what to get, brother. Isaiah 63.
Come.
Speaking of overthrow, speaking of military coup. And who's the military? The angels, man. Coming in the vehicles, man, those chariots. And we're part of the army as well. The elect, the hopefully elect.
That's why he's raising up the house of David, man. All right, what was the house of David known for, man? Conquering, man. You know, so-called white man knows this, man.
And that white horse is the chariot of Yahawashi'S. It's Yahawashi'S. It's a lot. That white horse represents Yahawashi'S and what's that? Revelations 19. Come on.
Yeah, their horse just mean power.
Yeah,
you know. And then they're white, and that's gonna be they glow.
Yeah.
You know, on no chariot they light, man. Cause if you ever seen chariots, you know they look like a light blue, you know, whitish beam. You know, when you're looking at it from a distance, man. Up close, it's gonna be that white glow, man. When it's gonna that power. This is Isaiah 63:1. Who is that coming from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength.
Who is this is coming from Edom? All right. And in Basra, that's the ancient Edomite city, man. But the modern day Basra is America, man. Because it's the new habitation for Edomites, man. All right. But that, a yonder bar, brother. But that happened, it's Yahawashi'S that's coming from Edom, man. This is doing an overthrow, man. This is doing that military coup, man.
And he going to the chief city.
Yeah.
All right. Of this empire, man.
Like Troy.
Yeah. He going to that chief city, man.
God.
You know, cause you take down the capital, you know, you run that country, man.
And what's the capital? Is the head. And what do they always say? You chop the head off a snake, the snake is dead, basically.
And then, like the brothers at Basra, you know, that 3-city state. You know, you got the Vatican, the religion, London, the finance, but what's the military? America, man. You know,
you take down the military, you conquer that country.
And it said, I that speak in righteousness mighty to save. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat. They said, I have trodden the wine press alone, and of the people there was none with me.
Yahawashi'S won't play with no fucking grapes, man. No. This is metaphoric. This is symbolic for the bloodshed, man. For for the bloodshed during the overthrow of Esau's empire, man. All right.
For I will tread them in my anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. For the day of vengeance in my heart, and the year of my redeem is come.
Mm-hmm. Hey, some more. That's probably it. Right?
That's it.
All right. Well, can you get Psalms 149, starting at verse 5? We're gonna get ready to wrap it up.
Come.
You know.
Say Psalms
149, verse 5.
All right. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 149, and verse 5. It said, "Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen."
This is us in the kingdom, man. We gonna be in the kingdom singing, man. To wake up and you on top of the world, man, trading places. This is after the military coup, man. When things have settled down. This is after the translation of the kingdoms, man. Wake up, coming to America. As soon as you wake up, your servant's playing music slowly, and it's birds chirping. You might be waking up to a foot rub, man.
Lamb and eggs.
Yeah, lamb and eggs. Like, why you getting a foot rub? Your concubine is giving you a plate of lamb and eggs with honey poured on top, and what do you call it? Like biscuits, basically biscuits. You know, with honey on it, man. So that's a very beautiful thing.
But you know the what drives a man. You know, before a man get that. All right, that's why man, back in the ancient world, man was ready to sacrifice his life, man, because he know he would get the spoils, man. Yeah. You know, the Yahawashi'S gonna split the spoils with his brethren, man.
You watch those ancient movies where they take over kingdoms, like the movie Alexander. When they took over the Persians, man, Alexander was chilling. He was good. He had the robe on. He didn't even look right in that robe.
Had Darius robes on.
Yeah, he had Darius' robe. You know, he was all in his palace, like, yeah. So that's how we gonna be in the kingdom, man. You know, we gonna be truly happy. On this side, we're not really happy, man. We have happy moments when we're amongst each other. After that, we ain't happy, man. All right.
And then it said, verse 7, it said, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishment upon the people, to bind their kings with chains.
There goes the overthrow. This is the result of the overthrow. We took over y'all kingdom. Now we hauling y'all ass over to slavery. Bind their kings. Who are the kings? The international bankers, starting with the Rothschilds. All right.
And their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. Dishonor have all his saints, praise ye the Lord.
Hey, and that's the point, man. All right, that we are preparing to enter Yahawashi'S military coup, the overthrow of the kingdom, man. You know, just offering that perspective and that insight for the IQ, man. Yeah, the precept you about to get, bro?
Yeah, come.
As a matter of fact, I got one too.
Fine, Haggai, here you go. All right, this is the book of Haggai, chapter 2, verse 22. And I will overthrow the throne of kingdoms, and I will destroy the strength of the kingdoms of the heathen, and I will overthrow the chariots and those that ride in them. You know, so the Lord is going to overthrow these kingdoms, man. That's why I say he had a crown. He had many crowns on his head. That's represent that overthrow of many kingdoms, and I would destroy the strength of the kingdoms of the heathens, man.
Yeah, like you had this one scene. So like, bro,
go ahead, bro.
You had this one scene from the movie 300 in the beginning. You had was it Xerxes' messenger came to Leonidas with all those skulls with crowns on it, saying, look, basically he's already conquered all these different countries. You're next. All you have to do is submit. So it's written the same way with Yahawashai. He has all these crowns on his head, showing you that he conquered all these different kingdoms, man. All right.
And he said he gonna destroy the strength of the kingdom of the heathens, man. That's their militaries, man. You know. And so I will overthrow the chariots, those fighter jets, and those that ride in them, and the horses, and the modern day horses, these tanks, all right, these Humvees, you know, and their riders shall come down, say everyone by the sword of his brother, because it's going to happen during World War III, when you're going to have Edomites fighting Edomites, all right, Gooks fighting Gooks, you know, Elam fighting Elam, man, you know. you're gonna have all these different nations going with each other, man. But chiefly Esau, going against Esau, man, with Russia and America, and the EU, you know. But the Lord's gonna intervene, man, and He's gonna overthrow all of them, man.
God.
You know. Uh, no, you had something else?
Now you know what? Now you get your last one, bro.
Come. All right, this is the book of Revelations. All right, chapter 11, verse 14. The second woe was past, talking about the Second World War, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and that's what we entering into, this third World War, man. All right, because they're fighting as we speak, man. It just hasn't escalated and spun out of control yet, man. But they're fighting as we speak. And saying the seven angels sounded, and there was a great voice in heaven saying, the kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of His anointed.
Also known as a successful military coup.
Mm-hmm. It runs right after World War III, man.
God. God.
And it says, the kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of His anointed, and He shall reign forever and ever.
And that literally means forever and ever, man. All right, so with that, I hope you brothers are edified, just to give some insight on what's going to be going on in the near future. All right, and hey, brothers, pray, fast, stay sober. Watch. All right, stay amongst the brothers, man. And you had any closing statements?
Yeah, just understanding what you part of, man.
Yeah.
You finna be a part of the overthrow of this current system, man. Yeah. That's why the Lord said He used the base things of this world to confound the mighty and the wise, man. All right, because right now we are fishermen, man. But He's gonna turn us into hunters, man, when it's time for that coup. So just understand what you're a part of, man. And we gonna have some casualties, all right. When Esau rolls on us, man, we gonna have some martyrs that's gonna die for Yahawashi'S, but we still gonna pull off that successful coup. And the brothers that died in your house, they coming right back, man.
Yeah. Yep. So, hey, with that, I hope you brothers are edified. Once again, we want to give all honor and glory to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi'S,
Wah, Ha,
Ha,
Rakah, Kodash.
Kadash.
All right, we want to give double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone Ruel. We want to say peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. And to the next lesson, Shalom.
Shalom.